as it goes on, we're going to see more information come out about the shooting of that woman that fell to the hands of the Ice Ages. And we're going to see people give their takes and more of their opinions. And we're going to see some of the most low IQ people speak in ways that will just upset you or just genuinely confuse you. And I am willing to show it to you all just so that you know I'm not making this up, and I live in a utopia where stupid people think that what they say sounds intelligent. Because when we talk about it, no matter what political ideology you got, no matter how you want to praise one politician versus another politician, a woman is dead. And I will make the controversial opinion, she doesn't deserve to be dead. She should still be on this earth, living life or paying the consequences of blocking traffic and being told to get out of the car by ICE agents. She should still be here. But for some weird reason, it feels wrong for paying respects to the woman because she's white and has privilege.
So, I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dazed-eyed because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why? You saw on the news a woman was murdered, and you want to find out more. You want to be in the streets to protest in respects to a life lost. Fine. Why do you feel uncomfortable?
Why do you think? Yeah.
I don't know. Like where that stems from. Like, I mean, part of it is being like a white woman that I'm privileged and I have a lot of privilege.
Who cares? Fuck the fact that you're privileged. You know what you are as compared to the woman? Alive. And that should be the thing that makes you a little uncomfortable, because as you're living and breathing, there's a woman who was, I think if they're in that same neighborhood, on the same street that is dead. That's what you should be uncomfortable with. Not this, oh, I'm a white woman with privilege. You got all this privilege. Go to the White House, suck Trump off, and get him to change his mind about shit. Go ahead. Go use your mouth of benefit to all of us. There you go. Go ahead. Get to going. Get to going. Because when you sit there and you just say, oh, well, I have this privilege, the fuck that mean? What does that mean to me now? Oh, you got told that you're an evil person by somebody else who has a different skin pigment than you. Now what? What you got? Nothing? I thought so.
So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary when black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time.
Oh my God. Why are we bringing race into it? Why? Because you know what? You're right. Black people have died at the hands of law enforcement. You're right. But oh my God, why are we bringing that up here? Why are we distracting from, in the minds of all these people who are out there, why are we distracting from showing support towards someone who lost their life to now focus on white tears? This was a white woman!
This isn't new for them, and so I don't know if that makes any sense in that way.
How did you decide that you should be here? Or are you still figuring that out?
Well, I work like 2 miles from here.
Oh, so it was walking distance.
So driving by, so
I was just driving by and I was just sitting and I was relaxing and I was having my caramel macchiato and I was just, I was so entrenched. I was seeing all this traffic and I rode down the window and I saw one of those poor blacks and I went, hello, what's going on here? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. One of yours was shot by an ICE agent. Oh, I've heard something about that on the news, but should I even get out of the car? Oh, my internalized white privilege. What are my white tears going to do in this moment? Ridiculous. Because if you actually just sat there and cared about something you deemed to be unfair, you would just go out there and support. You wouldn't try to grandstand or make it about you. Who gives a fuck about you? And they ain't even the dumbest one. When things go viral, when somebody loses their life and it goes viral, people are going to want for the word to get out there. It's always been a thing. With social media growing wider and wider, people want others to know about things, and some of them go viral, some of them do not. Why did I see a collection of people say that you're not allowed to say her name because it's a white woman?
One more thing before I go to bed. Say her name is for black women. Say her name is for slain black women. What happened to Renee Good is tragic, but say her name is for black women specifically, because they rarely get their killings publicized. And when they do, they're dragged through the mud. They are ostracized, like their families are ostracized. They're memed. Breonna Taylor turned into a fucking meme. Y'all did that during COVID and bullshit. Like, the arrest the people who killed Breonna Taylor was a fucking meme. Like, the quote unquote joke became bigger than the actual story. Yeah. Sandra Bland, yeah. Say her name is for black women. Don't get it twisted. Like, you could still memorialize, like, this white woman. Like you can still fight for justice and all. And also be respectful.
So, for the people that may feel a type of way, I'm so sorry. But I have to say what I have to say. Okay, so y'all remember when Black Lives Matter started the Say Her Name movement, right? I know I graduated high school at that point, but it was before I got married. I know that. So like 20, maybe 13, 14 time frame, Say Her Name started being a part of the many chants that Black Lives Matter movement, would chant. Okay, so look, I'm listening to Renee Good's, I'm seeing people protest and they're chanting Say Her Name. Here's my thing. One, it validates that white people do be listening to us. They just want to pick and decide when the fuck they want to apply what the fuck we're saying. So clearly you heard us back in 12 through 15. How about that? Because I don't exactly remember when. So you heard us back then. Because where the fuck was the respect for all the many black women that were executed behind the police? So that's my first little issue, is y'all selective hearing. And then secondly, I'm not trying to be like a bitch, but Say Her Name is for black women and girls. That's who it's for. America already acknowledges white people, especially white women. Like, they are going to give her name the proper exposure that it needs. They don't do that for black women and girls. So respectfully, family and everybody who was close to her are definitely in my prayers, but Say Her Name is for black women. So.
And my issue with that is that when you hear some of these people talk, they will tell you a select amount of names. And what pissed me off about that is that they're not the only black women who have died in the past 6 years. So when we sit here and try to grandstand about catchphrases and who's allowed to use them and who's not allowed to use them, congratulations. A story everybody paid attention to slowly but surely, because the motherfuckers wanting to virtue signal the dumbest ways possible, people are going to start not giving a fuck about. And it'll be another day in the neighborhood where we just sit there, see something, look on our phones, probably give a little hashtag tweet, go on in the next day. And then y'all wonder why I say we are all desensitized. It's just another day in paradise where we see a tragedy, we spend like a dedicated amount of time, and then we move on. And the amount of time we spend dedicated to talking about it is getting less and less as the days go by. Because in a moment where you could have a heart and see something and be concerned, and you want to voice your frustration in getting people to see it from the top row, that's not for you.
Rest in peace to Renee Nicole Good, and may God continue to bless and comfort her family during this horrible, difficult time. But the hashtag Say Her Name, is not for Renee. Say Her Name is specifically for Black women who have been killed by police and police-sanctioned violence here in this country, created in 2014. See, we don't need to say her name. We know her name. Say Her Name was created because no one was saying the names of Black women. No one was acknowledging them. No one was ever acknowledging, admitting to, or taking accountability for their deaths. That's where the hashtag originated from. Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd, Corinne Gaines, Breonna Taylor, Sonia Massey, and Shelley Frey, Kayla Moore, and so many, many others. Say Her Name is for so many Black women erased by police violence. So let's not erase them any further by letting that hashtag be used by others. Justice for Renee Good, and jail for anybody that had any part in her killing and her death.
What you just saw, that woman listing off a handful of names, proves the point that your Black life will matter if it checks off all the boxes necessary, because those are not the only Black women who have died in these past 6 years. It's just not. Statistically, that's impossible. And yet, those are the only ones? Those are the only ones that y'all could remember or think of or talk about, knowing full well that there are other Black women who are off this earth unjustly? And yet, for some reason, pointing that out makes everybody assume that there's evil intent, there's malicious intent. No, it's me hearing that the Say Her Name thing is only reserved for Black women, and y'all only got, what, 5, 6, 7 of them? That's it? That's the only Black women y'all got that never get the media attention. So every other Black woman that done died over these past 6 years has gotten media attention, and everybody's seen it. No. And you know why? Because it hasn't tickled that taint of, ooh, nice narrative based, ooh, this story came into my algorithm, ooh, I'm loving this, ooh, I want to talk about it. When you say this and you don't follow up by keeping it consistent and letting the world know on a daily basis the amount of people who are off this earth and no one's speaking about them, you prove that Say Her Name is nothing more than your nice little way of holding on to something that makes you feel secure in whatever it is you want to feel secure in. And when you see people, I guess, infringing on your security, you feel mad and emboldened to want to speak up to defend a handful of names and not really stand behind what you promote as what that significance means, because you're not keeping it consistent on a fucking routine basis and you only burp it out in a means to go fucking viral. The performative nature in which people want to try to make things about them is embarrassing, because I'm with the understanding that this woman was taken off this earth, and it would stand to reason many people would want to go out and see how this occurred and demand accountability and justice. I understand that. But what the fuck do you think diminishing that because you see people saying Say Her Name and they're adding her name behind that and saying, oh, no, don't y'all do that because y'all wasn't standing for that. What do you mean y'all wasn't standing for that? The people you saying that aren't allowed to say her name or say her name, one day also pretending like they had white guilt and trying to appease you motherfuckers while also defending George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Sonia Massey, because they stuck by you in saying that was unjust. Who are you saying this to? You're not saying it to these fucking conservatives. They don't care about the bitch. They saying it was justified she got shot. So when you saying this, you're not talking to the evil racist hillbilly who's watching a podcast. You saying that to the motherfuckers who have watched you, agreed with you, and wanted to stand by you in demanding accountability and justice. So congratulations. You played yourself again.